Earlier in the year, in the fiscal year, actually fiscal year 17, we took a look at our organization and took a look at where we're headed within the department, and it became very, very clear that we needed to consolidate services, we needed to collapse services, we needed to bring to unity certain services, what we called strategic sourcing or strategic initiatives. The idea was to bring to unity these services so that we could do them better and offer a quality service at a lower price, right? And so when we put this in place, we saw that there were several different aspects of this that we needed to do to be successful, one of which was the realignment of our organization. We found that there were certain strategic skills that we needed to enhance and to bring forward within the organization so that we could then make sure that we were successful. And so we did the realignment. We added a risk component. We also knew that we were going to have to do significant outsourcing and that we were going to have to collapse to Unity services and do BPAs. So that drove changes in the way we did business in contracting and in program management. And so we've been emphasizing with our personnel contracting and program management for their careers to be able to move forward, in what we needed to do.
Yeah, now, certainly not same old anymore. No. With mobility and cloud and DevOps and everything else. It would seem that you have to evolve with the technology.
Exactly, and to that point, and also in conjunction with the new administration, we have several strategic services that we offer now that capitalize on that new organizational realignment. We have established an Enterprise Security Operations Center in Fairmont, West Virginia, which is where we do the bulk of our incident response and incident reporting, as well as basically bake the cake for our components in terms of cybersecurity initiatives and being able to bring forward information about the systems to our components. In addition to that, NOAA has developed a trusted internet connection access point and have gained the approval to be able to offer that to the rest of the components within the Department of Commerce. The beauty of that is that it will save money for our telecommunications and connection to the internet. We think between 40 and 60%.
Wow.
As we mature this. In addition, that TICAP is resident at Fairmont, West Virginia, right on top of our Enterprise Security Operations Center.
Very cool.
So then we can use that information coming out of the TICAP for our own cybersecurity processes and procedures. And lastly, I think one of the bigger successes we've had is our CDM program. The CDM program, in conjunction with DHS, was really the first strategic sourcing / strategic services initiative, which I would maintain broke the ice for the rest of the Department of Commerce, bringing all of the various components within the department together in a concerted, strategic kind of offering that it was the first of its kind for Commerce.
Very good.
So Commerce is a very diverse.
Now, if I asked you, pick a lesson learned through this process that you'd pass on to your colleagues, maybe to give them some advice as to something you encountered that might help them as they work their way through some of these same issues.
Well, it's kind of interesting because in order to have a strategic service or a shared service, you have to have a service to share. I mean, it's kind of trite, but
intuitively that sounds right to me.
Yeah, but it's really important because otherwise, if you don't have the service in place initially, you then have to develop a project to do that service, which at some point may become a shared service or a strategic service. So we've actually done it iteratively, developed the ROI, and moved forward with the projects as we have developed them. And in the Department of Commerce, we've been very successful in showing that these things can work.
Excellent.
And that they're successful.
Excellent.